Be agreed to. I call a member for Fisher.
Mr Deputy Speaker, I've only been a parliamentarian for about 9 months, and I'm rise here to raise an issue that is very near and dear to my heart and to the people of Fisher. About 5 men and 2 women will commit suicide today and tomorrow and the day after that. 7 Australians will take their own lives, day in, day out. Mental health, or lack thereof, costs our community, our national community, our national economy, $60 billion a year. $60 billion a year. That's the economic cost. But when you look at the cost to families, when you look at the cost to lives, it's not just the person that suffers the mental illness that is impacted. It's their mums, their dads, their brothers and sisters, daughters and sons. There are literally hundreds of thousands of people who are being impacted by mental illness in this country on a daily basis. And it's a great blight on our community. And it perhaps says something about our lack of village atmosphere and how we live in large cities these days. But I'm very proud to advise the House that on Tuesday night the Treasurer announced funding of $5 million for the Thompson Institute, which is a brain and neuroscience institute based in my electorate of Fisher on the Sunshine Coast. The Thompson Institute was established as an offshoot of the University of the Sunshine Coast, and it was set up and funded initially by a local couple, philanthropists Roy and Nola Thompson. They tipped in $10 million out of their own pocket. $10 million to fund this institute. They actually gave them the building. The university put in $10 million, and until Tuesday there had been no funding from the federal government. The federal government is now committed to spending $5 million, and I want to thank, from the bottom of my heart, the Health Minister, Greg Hunt, and the Treasurer for their support for the Thompson Institute. This $5 million will go into groundbreaking research. This sort of research is done only in a handful of places around the world. It will go into 3 programs. The first of it is in relation to dementia, the treatment and research of dementia. The second one is in relation to youth mental health. And the third one is in relation to suicide prevention. Now, my family has been impacted directly by mental illness. I know all too well, all too painfully, what mental illness does to families. And I know that many, many other Australians do as well. And the federal government's commitment of $5 million to the Thompson Institute will go a great way to researching, groundbreaking research and treatment of people who are suffering from these ailments like PTSD, like depression and anxiety and eating disorders. It's a little known fact, Mr Deputy Speaker, that people suffering eating disorders have the highest morbidity rate of any mental illness out there. It almost took my daughter's life. And I'm so pleased to see that the Thompson Institute will be involved in this groundbreaking research. I want to thank so much also Sir Angus Houston, who paired with me in advocating for the Thompson Institute, Roy and Nola Thompson, as I've said, Max Bennett, who's also on the board, and of course the director, Jim Logopoulos, who's been instrumental in this program. Thank you.